Hello students and welcome back to the channel Learn for Dreams. In the last lecture we have seen various force systems. I have provided the link in I button. Today we will see one of the method used to find resultant of two concurrent forces. Let's see law of parallelogram of forces. Now I will request that do not miss even a second from the video ahead. Otherwise, it will become very difficult for you to understand the concept. Okay? Let's see the statement. If two forces simultaneously acting at a point be represented in magnitude and direction by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the diagonal will represent resultant in magnitude and direction, but passing through the point of intersection of two forces. Consider a parallelogram OABC having two diagonals OB and AC. P is a force acting alongside OA and Q is the force acting alongside OC. Angle between force P and Q is theta. As this is a law about concurrent forces, both the forces and resultant should pass through a common point, right? Out of these two diagonals, diagonal OB is passing through the point O. So we will not consider the diagonal CA henceforth, okay? So the resultant R is along diagonal OB. The angle between force P and resultant R is alpha. Now I will draw a perpendicular from point B on extended side OA and I will name that point of intersection as D. Angle BAD is equal to theta. Angle COA is equal to angle BAD because line OC is parallel to line OA, right? Now in triangle OBD, according to the Pythagoras theorem, OB square is equal to OD square plus BD square. Here OB is our resultant R. Now pay attention to know how we get the equation for OD and BD in terms of forces P and Q. Now I want you to concentrate on triangle ABD. Here you can see OD is equal to OA plus AD. We can replace OA by force P. Now cos theta is equal to AD divided by AB. That is adjacent side of an angle theta divided by the hypotenuse, that is AB. And we know that AB is parallel to force Q. Hence we can replace AB by Q. Therefore, cos theta is equal to AD divided by Q. Hence, AD is equal to Q cos theta, right? Therefore, OD is equal to P plus Q cos theta. Clear, eh? Now, let's find out the equation for BD. Sin theta is equal to BD divided by AB. That is the opposite side of an angle theta divided by the hypotenuse AB, and AB is Q. Therefore, BD is equal to Q sin theta. So here we have got both OD and BD in terms of forces P and Q. Hence, we have got the equation R square is equal to P plus Q cos theta the whole square plus Q sin theta square. Now we are going to expand the equation. We get R square is equal to P square plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q square cos square theta plus Q square sin square theta. Now take Q square common from last two terms. We will get R square is equal to P square plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q square in bracket cos square theta plus sin square theta, and cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. We know that, right? So we get the equation r square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. And here is our final equation for the resultant, that is r is equal to under the root p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Clear till here? Now the task is to find the equation for angle alpha. Again concentrate on triangle OBD. Tan alpha is equal to BD upon OD. That is opposite side of an angle alpha divided by the adjacent side. We have already seen the equation for side BD and OD in terms of P and Q. Hence, tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. So the equation for angle alpha is equal to tan inverse of Q sin theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. I hope it is clear till here. Now let's check one possibility. If forces P and Q are perpendicular to each other, then theta will be equal to 90 degrees. Let's calculate R and alpha. The equation for resultant R is equal to under root P square plus Q square plus 2pq cos theta. Put theta as 90 degrees and we know that cos 90 degree is equal to 0. We get R is equal to under the root P square plus Q square. Clear? Now the equation for alpha is tan inverse of Q sin 90 divided by P plus Q cos 90, as sin 90 is equal to 1 and cos 90 is equal to 0. We get alpha is equal to tan inverse of Q divided by P. So this was one of the method used, that is law of parallelogram, to calculate the resultant for two concurrent forces. I hope you enjoy learning. If this video has helped you, please do like the video. Also subscribe to the channel Learn for Dreams and don't forget to hit the bell icon.